What is up, everybody? This is your boy, Metahuman Macaluco, and with me today is none other than Eleric.
What's up?
What's up, Eleric?
Same old, same old.
Hell yeah. So, Mr. Eleric, sir, I want to ask you, how did you start off your career?
Oh, wow. You want the full version?
Yes.
All right. So, I had always been in the scene even back when I was in New York. I'd always been around DJs. They always, offered to teach me. I was like, no, I don't want to learn. I don't think I'm capable of it. Then, after I had moved to Florida, it was like I'd been here for maybe a month, not even. I took a little bit of LSD and I went down to downtown West Palm. And they were having like this block party thing where every bar was its own separate venue, and each had like a band or a DJ or
Clematis?
Yeah, it was on Clematis.
Okay.
And then there was this one DJ at Respectable Street, and it was like the worst noise I've ever heard in my life. Like I don't know what he was doing. I don't know where he found those tracks. He made them himself, but like the mixing was bad and the music was bad. And I was just like, if I go to Guitar Center tomorrow and get a controller, I could probably be better than this guy in like a month. That's kind of what happened.
Honestly, that's like the perfect fire to be ignited.
It's just my problem is I'd always been around great DJs, and I was like, oh man, I could never be that good. And then I saw someone really bad, and I was like, I could be better than that.
What a push. So in your opinion, what do you think is there any key differences between the New York scene and the Florida scene?
Well, the New York scene is a lot bigger, obviously, just because there's more people, so it's kind of no way around that. Like the only times in Florida where I really get that New York feeling was back when the venue was still open in oh man, I forget where it was. It was somewhere in Broward, though. It was in Fort Lauderdale. But that place was nice. I'd gone there a couple of times when I first moved here. Saw a couple of really good shows there, like Peekaboo and Closey. And that was always like a big crowd, but it still didn't feel super mainstream. And then a couple times when I went down to the ground at Space, that kind of gives that same feeling, especially when they do bass shows there. It's
right.
Kind of more of a New York type vibe.
And when did you end up affiliating with Team Underground?
Ooh. So first show I played for them was, I want to say August 2003 or July 2023, sorry. And I played a couple of Pub Dubz here and there. And then kind of the first big show Renzo booked me for was going back to back with Mistaken for the Whittler at Stash. And then like 2 months after that, he asked me to be the resident DJ at Pub Dubz after he had seen me like play house and drum and bass and a couple of different genres. He's like, oh wow, this guy can like play any genre. So
awesome. And what would you say your favorite genres that you like to play?
Experimental bass for sure.
Experimental bass.
I feel like it's very varied, and especially like in my experimental bass sets, I'll always throw other genres into. But like when you're playing a house set, you're usually just playing house, and it gets kind of boring.
Right.
So same with drum and bass or techno or anything. Like even when I played the techno set last week, I threw a lot of trance and things like that, a little hard style at the end, just to kind of change it up because I don't know, I can't sit there for a full hour long, nothing but techno set.
I got you. And we know that you have an upcoming appearance at M2.
Yes, very excited for that, for opening for Lucid, who was one of my favorites actually, so that's very exciting.
That's actually awesome. If you're allowed to speak on it, do you have a planned set that you have in mind?
Well, I'm actually going back to back with my friend Cody, known as Gliscor. So we've kind of briefly chatted about it, but we kind of want to more kind of read the room, go by based on vibes, and kind of go off that rather than plan something out and be really strict about it. We have to stick to this plan,
Right. And how many times have you done exactly that at any time you've performed? Has it always been, kind of read the room, do freeform based on how everyone else is feeling, or do you usually have like a set plan?
Sorry, cover?
Yeah, absolutely.
So when I first started, I don't even want to say when I first started, for like the first about 2 years of DJing, every minute of my sets was planned, like down to the last second. Like if I was booked for 45 minutes, I would sit there at home, practice it until it was like exactly 45 minutes, give or take 15 seconds,
Right.
and that's the set I would play. And then even when I went back to back with Mistaken, we planned it out. You did a few practice runs, and I think it was my first back to back at Pub Dubz where I didn't plan anything and we just kind of went off the cuff. That was with the Homie Summit, actually. I believe you just had him on recently.
Yeah, last week.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
Oh shit.
That's hilarious. I remember seeing it, but I didn't know. I thought it was a couple of weeks ago. That's hilarious that you just had him on. But yeah, so we didn't really even get a chance to talk about it beforehand. We were just like, hey, let's just go for it, and it ended up being really good. And then I don't think I've planned a set since then.
I got you. Now it's without question that you've done a lot of South Florida venues. Mm-hmm. Is there any plans of going back up to New York and playing up there?
It's been talked about a little bit here and there. Nothing concrete, but it's just the fact I'm connected to so many different crews up there. So I feel like it would be pretty easy to make it happen. It's just a question of time and money, getting up there and everything,
Right. But I mean, if it's you solo dolo, it'd be a little more easier. But at some point you want to bring like one or two of your homies up with you.
Oh, we even talked. There's nothing concrete, so I'm not giving anything away. But me and Renzo have talked about going up there and doing like a Team Underground takeover in New York, or like getting together with one of the crews up there and throwing like a joint show.
I got you.
We talked about doing other states as well. So
and
things are cooking.
Speaking of Renzo, where does the inside joke of peanut butter and jelly come from? Or BLT come from?
Oh, so levity. It's BLT sounds like levity. We were trying to do like a parody of levity,
right?
And we went with BLT.
Did you guys come up with that before that beach event?
Yeah, I think we came up with that the first time we ever did an impromptu back-to-back at Pub Dubz. We were like, we need a name. And I was like, the joke was, we don't need to see levity. We have levity at home. We were like, we need something to kind of go off levity, and came up with BLT.
Absolutely. And the last time we'd spoken at Pub Dubz, you were talking about going from DJing to actually producing music.
So it's funny. I actually started producing way before I started DJing, just messing around in Fruity Loops, like in my early 20s. Nothing really ever came of it. But I always wanted to make like hip-hop beats and shit like that.
Okay.
But, yeah, and then I kind of went in and out of it. I never really got any like formal training or anything like that, just kind of messing around, kind of learning by vibes and stuff. And then when I started DJing, Rever Deep, now he goes by Arcane Beats, but at the time he went by Rever Deep, I played Flow Friday in West Palm. That was him and his girlfriend's event. And he was like, hey, do you produce it all? I'm like, I haven't touched it in a while. And he offered to teach me, and he showed me a couple of things. And that's kind of where production kind of took off for me. That was about 2.5 years ago now, I want to say.
Okay. And do you foresee yourself going back into making hip hop beats and making some cash off of that?
Yeah, definitely.
Reaching out to your local rappers and be like, hey guys, come fuck with your boy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We're even getting like once I'm more established, getting like an established rapper on a dubstep beat.
There you go. That's what's.
I mean, like T-Pain just did a whole dubstep album, so.
That is true. T-Pain was also at Lost Weekends this weekend.
Lost Lands?
Yeah, Lost Lands.
Yeah. Lost Weekends, that's right down the block for me.
That is. I missed that place.
I haven't been in a minute. Honestly, it's kind of sad what happened to Clematis. When I first moved here, it was very popping, and now it's just dead. I've gone down there maybe once every couple of months. Every time I've gone, doesn't matter if it's a weekend, weekday, doesn't matter, it's dead.
That's upsetting.
It's really upsetting.
There was a time where that shit was thriving. That's how I met my friend Brandon.
You can go there any night of the week when I first moved here, and it was packed. Everywhere was packed. There was lots of great people, and now it's just dead. Sad.
I think that part of the reason is a lot of people ended up moving.
Yeah.
And a lot of people also got sober as well.
Yeah. Yeah, guilty of that too. Because back in those days, I was drinking quite a bit. I don't think you've ever seen me drink lately.
No, not really. I may catch you, drinking some water here and there, but that's about it.
Or my Baja Blast.
Awesome.
One of my biggest vices these days. That's all I got left.
I understand. So with that also being said, let's talk about some of the venues that you enjoyed performing at. What were some of the best times that you've had?
So first show that's like really notable for me was Dance Festopia Yellow Brick Road Tour 3 years ago in was that already 2022? Yeah, 2022. Jesus. But it was in Miami at this venue that no longer exists called Miami Gardens, and that was the first time I played on a real stage.
Okay.
Like an elevated stage.
Yeah.
Because every other event was either like outdoors or didn't have a stage, or you know what I mean? But this was like, it was like a 5-foot stage. Like I was really high up. And it wasn't very well constructed because every time the bass hit, the stage just shook.
Yeah.
And I love it. It was amazing. So that was a very like notable venue for me. I'm very sad I only got to play it once. But you know how a lot of venues down here are. There's always issues with management or permits or whatever.
Every time. Dude, I just found out recently, like, you actually have to have a license to even play music like that. I'm like...
Yeah, because the record labels will come after you if you don't have a license to play the tracks.
That shit blew me. I was like, there's no way. How?
Yeah.
How did that even work?
It's like an entertainment license or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I did karaoke DJing for a while, and like the place I would have to have their own license, but if they didn't, the software that I used, like you had to pay for it, but it came with a license to allow you to play that music anywhere.
Okay. Talk about coming in clutch.
Yeah.
And what would you say were some of the worst venues you ever played at, and some of the worst times you've had?
Oh. Well, I think the worst time is always when you're playing to an empty room, you know? So it's not so much like any venue can be great if it has a great crowd, you know?
I got you. But have you ever experienced any frustrations or maybe had a little tiff with another DJ when you didn't really want to have a little tiff with another DJ?
I'm not going to name any names. There's one DJ, and he's notorious for this. I found out afterwards. Like, his set, you know, is from 9 to 10, for example. At 9:59, he'll put on like a 6-minute long track. So he tried to do that to me, and I was like, no, we're not doing that. I'm mixing out in 30 seconds, so...
Oh, man. And that happened at pubs?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
And then when I talked to, I think it was Renzo, when I told him about it, he was like, oh yeah, he does that to everybody, so...
No etiquette. Shameful. Oh, man. So, with that being said, I think I asked you this already about the Team Underground thing, and you did the back-to-back with Mistaken. How did you actually meet Renzo?
Oof. So it's funny, the first couple of times I played Pub Dubz, Renzo wasn't even there, and all of my contact was with B-Rod, Brandon. And I didn't even know Renzo was like in charge. I thought B-Rod was in charge, you know?
Yeah.
And then, man, I don't even remember the first time I met Renzo, but I do remember the first set of mine that he saw. It was the final Pub Dubz of 2023. So it was last Friday, that December.
Right.
And I was the last set of the night. I was closing, and I was expecting for it to be dead, but it was actually like a really good crowd. There was like a good, 25-ish people in there, which is crazy for closing. But yeah, Renzo was there too, and he stayed for the whole set, and I could tell he was having a great time.
Hell yeah.
And I don't think that was the first time I met him, but that was the first time I remember him sticking around for one of my sets, or actually being there for one of my sets.
I got you. So I know we already discussed you being at M-Tune soon.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any plans of you doing any anime conventions or any other venues that we should know about? Any huge venues we should know about?
So, as far as anime, no, but that is a scene I am very much trying to break into. I would love to play some of those con raves and like themed events and stuff. So that's something I've been trying to break into for a while, but that's also like a very close-knit community, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to break into, but I feel like I'm making headway slowly but surely.
Absolutely.
And then, so I believe the date on this, I don't want to get the date wrong. Hold on, I gotta look at it just
Absolutely.
because I don't want to get the date wrong. But I'm playing this Renegade rave, and for those at home who don't know, a Renegade rave is an illegal rave. But it's going to be at an abandoned rocket facility in the Everglades. And it's just going to be insane. They have...
That sounds like some real Fallout shit.
Yeah, no, it's insane. I've seen the video of the site, and it's going to be wild. And the people running it, they already went out there a couple of times to do mapping for all the lights and all the visuals and everything. Like, they found a perfect wall to put all the visuals against. It's just going to be insane. And the whole night is going to be filmed. They even have a drone, so it's going to be like multi-angles. So that's going to be great. Well, I'm just trying to get the date. 1 second.
Take your time. Take your time. You need a water bottle?
Oh, yeah, please. Oh, you would think you would want to put the date on the flyer. It's November 15th.
November 15th. Okay. Gotcha.
Which is a Saturday, I believe.
We'll have that smacked out right here in the video where my finger is.
And M2 is October 10th. Get your tickets now before they go up. Use my my link. It's in my Instagram bio.
So I also have to ask, is there any projects you have in the works right now? Any EPs, albums, tracks that we should know about? Any collabs?
So most of them I want to keep a little close to the vest until they're closer to release. There's one project that I've been working on for a bit. It's actually it's going to be so weird to like say out loud and explain, but it is a passion project of mine. But I'm making an EP with all the songs based around works of my favorite science fiction author. Which I know what you're thinking. How are you making music based on books? He had a lot of adaptations. So
if I were to take a guess on the Arthur, Ray Bradbury?
No, but you're in the correct neighborhood, I would say.
Okay. H.G. Wells?
A little bit later.
A little bit later. And what inspired this idea? Was it just you actually reading all this guy's books in one setting, or have you always had an appreciation from him from the get-go?
So, well, initially I got into him by seeing, adaptations of his work, and then I was like, hey, let me try reading some of his books, and I really enjoyed them. I think some of his best stories haven't even been adapted yet, just because I don't think it's really possible to adapt them. They're way too, psychedelic and heady. Like, I don't think you could really bring it to the screen like that.
Right.
But musically, I think you can really express what he was trying to express.
And the thing is with EDM, I feel it's a little bit more difficult to make a concept story out of it, because it's not like a metal album or a rap album where you can hear the lyrics cohesively. Versus with EDM and the different types of genres, subgenres that come with it, it's, how do I say this? It's definitely expressive, but not everyone can read those expressions.
There's a lot more of reading between the lines for sure. So yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
So, is there a way? Do you have is each track named after a chapter of the book, or is each track?
So each track is actually based on a different story or a different book.
Okay.
So, and each one will use samples from the adaptation of that story or book. Except for one track, which has not been adapted, but I found the audiobook and I chopped up a lot of stuff from the audiobook for it.
That's fucking sick. So you actually just took a sound from the audiobook and just made it your own?
Mostly certain lines. It's hard to kind of talk about it without giving too much away, but there's lines that are they work very well for something like this. You know what I mean?
Right. And when you were still living up in West Palm, did you have an opportunity to DJ immediately after you saw that one shitty guy?
Well, first, I am still living in West Palm, but So that was end of October. I would say I spent like November and December kind of learning, and then in January there was an open decks in West Palm, and I was like, all right, fuck it, let me go. And then I went, hit the open decks, and it was a mess. I didn't really know what I was doing yet, but I had a blast.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then I think that May was my first actual. My name was on a flyer. My first actual gig.
How did you come up with the name Eleric?
It was actually the name of my first D&D character.
Okay.
And so originally the name was based on the Elric brothers from Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
Except I added an extra E in it just to be, a little different, so it wasn't exactly ripping off the name, but it was still pronounced Elric, even when it was a D&D character. And then when it came time to come up with a DJ name, I was just like, why not Elric? It worked for my first D&D character. Why can't it work as a DJ name?
See, like, that makes it even better then. That makes you more perfect to fit in with the anime community.
Exactly.
Like, what?
I have an anime name and it's from a D&D campaign.
Hey, yo. What y'all doing?
And then I do have a couple of songs that actually use samples from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, really?
Just kind of my favorite's Mustang screaming Elric. So kind of like as a producer tag,
Yeah.
But I could literally just use the samples from the anime, so it's perfect.
That is fire. Do you have any of those mixes available on SoundCloud or Mixcloud?
So right now on SoundCloud, I only have different sets that I've done. I don't have any original songs on there except for one remix that I made a few years ago.
Okay. And is it the same thing for Mixcloud as well?
So Mixcloud, I don't even know if my Mixcloud is still up. I have not used it in a long time.
I got you. I only asked because a majority of the people I have interviewed have available Mixclouds. Renzo, Randy, Juno, Yams. Well, Yams hasn't been interviewed, but you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's got a Mixcloud.
I used to be very active with my Mixcloud, but they changed a bunch of stuff a few years ago. I don't exactly remember the details, but I know one of them was you could only have 10 mixes up there. Unless you got the paid version, and I just didn't see any point in paying for both Mixcloud and SoundCloud.
Gotcha.
And
that makes a lot of sense.
Some people say you'll have copyright issues with SoundCloud. I've never had a single copyright issue posting any mix on SoundCloud.
Unfortunately, I've had back in college.
Now that I say that, though, I guarantee you the next one I try to upload is going to get copyright strike.
Don't jinx yourself. Knock on wood. Freaking, that happened to me. I was trying to do a remix of one of China Doll's old songs, Dope House, and the minute I upload on the SoundCloud, it was like, nope.
So what a lot of artists I've seen do is they'll add 30 seconds of silence at the beginning, or 30 seconds of them speaking hey, just to get around the SoundCloud copyright strike, I'm adding this, stick around for the actual song. And that always gets past it, because I think they only check the first 30 seconds.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And that might be also why my mixes are kind of getting away with it, because my first track is usually nothing SoundCloud would pick up. It's usually some obscure dubstep track,
I got you. And with being a resident DJ of Pub Dubz, and Renzo giving you that opportunity to do so, you've done thousands upon thousands of Pub Dubz. What would you say was your favorite Pub Dubz ever?
My favorite Pub Dubz ever? Oof. Honestly, I would have to say the 2 times I went back-to-back with Juno.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. When me and Juno go back-to-back, it's special. I don't know.
Truly
I can't explain it.
Vibe.
And people say that too. It's not just me saying that. People are just yo, what just happened? I don't know. Every time me and him get on the decks together, magic happens.
Dude, honestly, I uploaded a photo of the both of you.
Yeah.
Back to backs
for the promo. That's hilarious. I didn't even think of that.
So that particular night was fucking awesome.
Yeah, we did it once upstairs, and then we did it once downstairs.
Did you ever get an opportunity to do back-to-backs during Rent Zone?
let's see. I only played the most recent Ren Zone, and for that one, it was a solo set. But I did have. Do you know Room?
I'm familiar with Room, yeah.
I had her come up and rap a couple of songs in the middle of my set.
Really?
Like, yeah, we planned that ahead of time. Obviously, like I had her beats on my hard drive and stuff.
For this year's 2025?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude. I was away in Louisiana.
Yeah.
I missed that, bro. So
That
cool.
was dope as hell. And I didn't realize like I just asked her to do it because she booked me to DJ like a rap show she was doing. So I just for the first hour just as the opener just throws down some dubstep.
Right.
So kind of I was like, hey, in return you want to come do this. I didn't know how big she was because I had people from Orlando DMing me like, yo, you got room to rap during your set? I was like, what?
Nah, Room is huge.
I had no idea.
Room is huge, and I didn't really have any idea either. But I've had a couple people, really like try and get me to interview Room because I interviewed her manager, Lord Maddock, and
You definitely should. I bet she could tell some great stories.
oh, guaranteed. And the most recent rapper, 4700, also recommended me to Room as well. He was definitely trying to put me on. But now there's like this weird little crossover between him, Turiano, and 333.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny too? So the night that I opened for her rap show, it was a back-to-back with Summit. Just bringing it all back together again.
Everything connects.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Everything is so connected, and it's just too crazy to me.
I mean, people have said I'm a walking synchronicity, so...
Now, was science fiction always one of your biggest inspirations into creating music, or was it just that one particular scenario in West Palm or respects?
No, I mean, sci-fi has always been kind of part of my DNA. 'Cause, I mean, it all started with a love for comic books, and comic books are science fiction. A lot of people don't really acknowledge that, but what are the Fantastic Four if not science fiction?
No, I found 100%.
So yeah, no, I mean, I grew up mostly Spider-Man was my favorite, but mostly read Marvel in general, Captain America, Fantastic Four, stuff like that. Outside of Marvel, Spawn. I don't really care for DC for the most part. I know that's not a very popular opinion. I kind of like Batman, but I go back and forth on that.
I feel that.
I am really enjoying Peacemaker, though.
Were you ever a big X-Men fan?
Yes. Oh, I don't know how. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention X-Men, but yeah, I mean, I grew up also with like Spider-Man the animated series and X-Men the animated series in the '90s. So those were kind of like the big two that were on at the time too.
Especially that crossover in Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
That shit was dope. That's awesome, dude. That's actually really fucking sick stuff. Oh shit. So I hate to wrap this interview up, but is there any advice you like to give to any other upcoming DJs?
Don't be afraid to get creative. Don't lock yourself into one genre. I see a lot of people doing that, and I don't know why. Just have fun.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people don't seem to be having fun.
And that's the most important part of it all. Anyways, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate
Anytime.
you. And if you guys haven't done so, all of his links are in the description below. Instagram, SoundCloud, etc., etc.
And if you're going to get a ticket to Lucid, use my link.
For sure.